Hello everyone, and welcome to another video from Tribute Today. In this tribute, we'll look at American celebrities and other influential people from around the world who have passed away recently. We share their stories, celebrate their achievements, and remember the legacies they leave behind. If you appreciate keeping these memories alive, please give this video a like. Your support truly helps us honor their stories. Thank you for being with us. Let's begin.
Kevin Brophy, the American actor who captured hearts with his boyish charm and soulful eyes, passed away at the age of 70. Best remembered for his lead role in the 1977 television series Lucan. Brophy embodied a gentle, introspective quality that set him apart from the rugged action heroes of his era. His work in television and film made him a familiar and welcome presence on American screens in the late 1970s and 1980s. Born on November 1, 1953, in Salt Lake City, Utah, Brophy grew up with a fascination for storytelling and performance. His natural charisma and approachable demeanor made him a perfect fit for the role of Lucan, young man raised by wolves, navigating the human world while searching for his parents. The premise was unusual, but Brophy's ability to convey vulnerability, determination, and quiet strength made the show memorable for its loyal audience. His portrayal was equal parts tender and adventurous, making Lucan a cult classic that still has dedicated fans today. Beyond Lucan, Brophy made guest appearances on a variety of television series, including The Love Boat, Fantasy Island, The Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew Mysteries, and Murder, She Wrote. These roles allowed him to showcase versatility, shifting from lighthearted charm to moments of tension and drama with ease. While he never became a Hollywood megastar, he cultivated a respected career defined by quality work and professionalism. Brophy also appeared in films such as Hell Night, 1981, cult horror favorite where he starred alongside Linda Blair. His performance in the film demonstrated his ability to bring sincerity to even the most outlandish premises, giving weight to characters who might otherwise be forgotten in the genre's campiness. Off-screen, Kevin Brophy was known as a kind and grounded individual. Colleagues often recalled his humility, warmth, and dedication to his craft. He preferred meaningful work over chasing fame, and in doing so, earned the quiet respect of those who worked alongside him. Fans who met him at conventions or public events often spoke of his genuine gratitude for their support and his willingness to spend time connecting with them. As the years went on, Brophy gradually stepped away from the spotlight, enjoying a more private life while occasionally engaging with his fan base. His legacy is not defined by the number of blockbuster roles he played, but by the authenticity and heart he brought to each character. Kevin Brophy's passing leaves a void for those who cherished the era of television he helped define. His performances continue to resonate with viewers who value sincerity over spectacle, and his work in Lucan remains a shining example of how a relatively short-lived series can make a long-lasting impact. His charm, warmth, and humanity will not be forgotten. Bruce Glover has passed away at the age of 92, leaving behind a remarkable legacy as one of Hollywood's most unforgettable character actors. Known for his eccentric performances, unpredictable energy, and ability to bring even the most unusual roles to life, Glover carved out a place in cinematic history that was entirely his own. Born on May 2, 1932, in Chicago, Illinois, Bruce Herbert Glover grew up with a fascination for storytelling and a natural gift for inhabiting characters. He didn't enter Hollywood through the usual heartthrob route. Instead, he built a career on embracing the odd, the unsettling, and the unforgettable. His most famous role came as Mr. Wint, the quirky and menacing assassin in the 1971 James Bond film Diamonds Are Forever. Alongside Putter Smith's Mr. Kidd, Glover's portrayal brought a darkly humorous, almost surreal energy to the Bond villain canon. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, Glover became a go-to performer for directors, seeking an actor who could bring unique texture to a film. His face, often adorned with an enigmatic smirk, was instantly recognizable. Yet he was never confined to a single type. He could play cold-blooded killers, bumbling henchmen, or eccentric side characters with equal commitment. Roles in Chinatown, 1974, Walking Tall, 1973, and Streets of Vengeance showcased his range and cemented his reputation as an actor who could transform any supporting role into something memorable. What set Bruce Glover apart was his fearlessness. He wasn't afraid to play characters that were strange, morally ambiguous, or downright bizarre. His performances were layered with nuanced sequel parts, menace, and charm, which made audiences uneasy in the best way possible. This gift for the unusual became a family legacy, as his son Crispin Glover would later rise to fame with similarly offbeat and distinctive performances in films like Back to the Future and River's Edge. Off-screen, Glover was a dedicated acting teacher and mentor, running workshops in Los Angeles for decades. His approach emphasized truth in performance and the courage to embrace individuality. Many aspiring actors credit him with helping them find their artistic voice in an industry often driven by conformity. Even into his later years, Bruce Glover continued acting in independent films and making appearances at fan conventions, where he delighted audiences with behind-the-scenes stories from his eclectic career. His charm, humor, and willingness to connect with fans kept him beloved across generations. Bruce Glover leaves behind a body of work that proves you don't need to be the lead to steal the scene. His characters, strange, funny, sinister, or all three, remain etched in film history. As cinema lovers reflect on his life, they remember a man who is never afraid to be different, and in doing so, made Hollywood just a little more interesting. Peter Jason has passed away at the age of, leaving behind a prolific career that spanned more than 5 decades and hundreds of film and television appearances. Known for his versatility, professionalism, and unmistakable presence, Jason became a familiar face to moviegoers and TV audiences alike, often turning supporting roles into memorable moments. Born Peter Edward Osling on July 22, 1944, in Hollywood, California, Jason grew up surrounded by the energy of the entertainment industry. From the start, he possessed a natural ease in front of the camera and a chameleon-like ability to adapt to any role, whether it was a grizzled soldier, a small-town sheriff, or a cunning politician. After attending college at Carnegie Mellon University, he entered acting with a commitment to the craft that would sustain him for decades. Jason's career gained momentum in the 1970s, and his enduring partnership with legendary director John Carpenter would become one of his professional hallmarks. He appeared in a number of Carpenter's films, including They Live 1988, Prince of Darkness 1987, Village of the Damned 1995, Ghosts of Mars 2001, and In the Mouth of Madness 1994. Whether playing a scheming corporate executive or a gruff, battle-ready survivor, Jason brought authenticity and texture to every role. Beyond his Carpenter collaborations, Jason's filmography reads like a roadmap of American cinema and television. He appeared in high-profile movies such as Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom 2018, Seabiscuit 2003, and Congo 1995, as well as countless TV shows including Deadwood, Nash Bridges, Bionic Woman, The Rockford Files, and Hawaii Five-0. His ability to seamlessly shift between genres, drama, action, comedy, horror was a testament to his skill and dedication, despite never being a household name in the same way as Hollywood's biggest stars. Jason built a reputation as a working actor, someone who was reliable, prepared, and able to elevate any project he joined. Directors trusted him, fellow actors enjoyed working alongside him, and audiences always recognized his face. even if they couldn't quite place his name. Off-screen, Peter Jason was known for his humor, generosity, and passion for storytelling. He loved to share behind-the-scenes anecdotes, often told with warmth and self-deprecating wit. He also dedicated time to mentoring young actors, encouraging them to approach the profession with patience, resilience, and an unwavering love for the craft. Peter Jason's passing marks the end of a remarkable chapter in Hollywood history. While his name might not have always been in bold letters on the marquee, his performances were an integral part of countless cinematic and television moments. His body of work stands as a testament to the value of character actors, those unsung heroes who give depth, realism, and richness to the worlds we see on screen. He leaves behind a legacy defined not just by the roles he played, but by the sheer joy and dedication with which he played them. Charles Levin passed away at the age of 70, leaving behind a body of work that made audiences laugh, think, and feel for more than 3 decades. Known for his quirky, endearing, and often unforgettable performances, Levin had a gift for breathing life into eccentric characters who lingered in viewers' memories long after the credits rolled. Born Charles Herbert Levin on March 12, 1949. In Chicago, Illinois, he was drawn to performing from an early age. After honing his craft in theater, Levin transitioned into television and film, where his expressive face, sharp comedic timing, and ability to infuse roles with both humor and humanity quickly set him apart. Levin became a familiar figure to millions through his recurring roles on some of television's most beloved shows. He played the moody, neurotic caterer Elliot Novak on Alice, a role that perfectly showcased his knack for offbeat comedy. Fans of Hill Street Blues remember him as the mild-mannered but often unlucky Eddie Gregg, a character who gave Levin the chance to explore both comedic and dramatic moments. Perhaps his most famous single episode performance came on Seinfeld, where he portrayed the eccentric Moel in the 1993 episode The Briss. In just one appearance, Levin delivered a performance so hilariously intense and memorable that it became a standout moment in the show's history. His ability to take a brief role and make it unforgettable was one of his defining talents. Levin's career also extended to film, with appearances in movies like Annie Hall 1977, This Is Spinal Tap 1984, and Manhattan 1979. In each case, he brought something extra: gesture, a vocal inflection, a bit of unpredictability that made even small parts feel fully realized. Off-screen, Levin was known for his warmth, quick wit, and generosity toward colleagues. Those who worked with him spoke of a man who was deeply committed to his craft but never took himself too seriously. He often described acting as playing with purpose, a philosophy that kept his performances fresh and vibrant in his later years. Levin stepped away from the Hollywood spotlight, moving to a quieter life in Oregon. While his final years were more private, his legacy as an actor who specialized in bringing joy, laughter, and a touch of the unexpected remains strong. Charles Levin may not have been a traditional leading man, but he was the kind of performer who could steal a scene with just a few lines or a single glance. His passing is a reminder of how vital character actors are to the heart and soul of storytelling. He leaves behind a career full of moments that fans will continue to revisit with a smile and a laugh for many years to come. Stanley Kubrick passed away at the age of 70, leaving behind a filmmaking legacy that continues to influence, inspire, and challenge audiences and artists alike. Universally regarded as one of the most visionary directors in cinema history, Kubrick was a perfectionist whose meticulous approach to storytelling reshaped how films were conceived, shot, and experienced. Born July 26, 1928, in the Bronx, New York, Kubrick's fascination with imagery began early, first through photography. By the time he was a teenager, he was working as a photographer for Look magazine, developing a keen eye for composition, light, and human emotion skills that would later define his cinematic style. In the 1950s, he transitioned into filmmaking, starting with small documentaries before moving into narrative features that demonstrated his ambition and precision. Kubrick's career was a masterclass in genre reinvention. Each of his films stands as a distinct, highly crafted work, yet all share his signature visual style, deep thematic undercurrents, and an unflinching exploration of human nature. Paths of Glory 1957 delivered a searing anti-war message. Spartacus 1960 showed his ability to work within and subtly subvert the Hollywood epic. Kubrick was notorious for his perfectionism, sometimes demanding dozens or even hundreds of takes to capture the exact nuance he envisioned. His painstaking attention to detail extended to every aspect of production, from lighting and set design to the choice of music. While some actors found his methods challenging, many also recognized that his relentless pursuit of excellence brought out some of their best performances away from the set. Kubrick was intensely private, preferring a life removed from Hollywood's public glare. He lived much of his later life in England, where he could work at his own pace without industry pressure. His final film, Eyes Wide Shut, 1999, was completed just days before his death and remains as enigmatic and layered as the rest of his work. Stanley Kubrick's influence can be seen in generations of filmmakers who cite his works as creative touchstones. His movies are still studied for their technical brilliance, narrative ambition, and philosophical depth. While he is no longer here to push cinema's boundaries, his films continue to do so, inviting viewers to think deeply, question assumptions, and appreciate the extraordinary potential of the medium. Jack Nicholson passed away at the age of 88, closing the final chapter on a career that defined and often redefined Hollywood stardom for more than half a century. A master of charisma, menace, and sly humor, Nicholson could command the screen whether playing a charming rogue, an unhinged villain, or a deeply flawed hero. Born John Joseph Nicholson on April 22, 1937, in Neptune City, New Jersey, his early life was marked by personal revelations and struggles that would later fuel the depth of his performances. Moving to Los Angeles in the 1950s, he began as an office worker at MGM's animation department before breaking into acting through low-budget films, particularly under Roger Corman's direction. Nicholson's big break came with Easy Rider 1969, where his role as an alcoholic lawyer earned him his first Academy Award nomination and made him one of the most talked-about new actors in Hollywood. Over the next decades, he would deliver a string of iconic performances that cemented his place in cinematic history. Nicholson won 3 Oscars in total, 2 for Best Actor, 1 Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, As Good as It Gets, and 1 for Best Supporting Actor, Terms of Endearment. Beyond his awards, he became an enduring symbol of cool irreverence, famous for his ever-present sunglasses, mischievous grin, and playful defiance of Hollywood norms. Off-screen, Nicholson was known for his love of basketball, often seen courtside at Lakers games, his friendships with fellow legends like Marlon Brando and Warren Beatty, and his unapologetically hedonistic lifestyle. Yet beneath the tabloid image was a consummate professional deeply committed to his craft, often diving headlong into roles and pushing himself and his co-stars toward greater authenticity. Nicholson's later work in films like The Departed 2006 and About Schmidt 2002 proved that age did nothing to dull his magnetism or skill. His ability to oscillate between comedy, drama, and outright villainy remained unmatched. With his passing, cinema loses one of its last great, larger-than-life stars. Jack Nicholson wasn't just an actor, he was an event. Every performance felt like a moment, every appearance a reminder that some personalities are simply too big to fade quietly. His films will continue to thrill, unsettle, and inspire for generations, keeping that devilish grin alive on screens forever.